Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I hope you're all having a great day. Well, with Halloween coming up, I thought this would be a fun little project to make if you wanted to give these out for Halloween or give to grandkids or just neighbor kids or whoever. I thought these little eyeballs would be fun, and the fun thing about it is you can make the eye color any color that you choose. I've done a brown one, a light blue, a green, and this bolder blue. But you can do fun colors too. You could make red eyes, purple eyes, pink eyes, orange, whatever you want to make. Make it your own, and let's have some fun making these little eyeballs. So come on guys, let's get busy. Okay, so for this project we are going to need some white yarn, some black yarn, whatever color you want around in your eye to be. This time I'm going to choose this blue. I've did a light blue before, and a green, and a brown, so I'm going to choose this blue this time. You are going to need a piece of red yarn if you want to put the veins. Is that called veins? Or the red lines? Let's call them the red lines. If you want to put those around your eyeball. You're going to need a tapestry needle, a stitch marker, some scissors, and a crochet hook of your choice. I'm using a G hook, which is a 4mm hook. If you're most comfortable using an H hook, by all means use that. If you're comfortable using a smaller hook, you're welcome to use that. It doesn't matter what size hook you use on this. Just have fun. Okay, so I'm taking my black yarn and I'm going to do a slip knot. I'm going to chain two. Okay, I'm going to put 6 single crochets back into this first chain down here. So I poke through, pull my yarn through, and then yarn over and pull that through. That's single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, well, on that 6th one we really needed to change colors, so I'm going to take my hook out and pull back just a little, or pull it out all the way actually. So to redo that number 6, put my hook back in. Okay, we're on single crochet 5, so we're going to go just like we are doing a single crochet, pull it up. Okay, we have our 2 loops, but instead of yarning over with this, let's grab the color that you want to do around your eye and place that on your hook. Just wrap it around your hook, and now we're going to pull that through to finish off that single crochet. Okay, and this right here is our 6th crochet, so we're going to put a stitch marker in that. Okay, now black yarn is hard to see on camera. I'm well aware of that because I can barely see it right in front of my face. But the only logical color for the middle of the eye is black, and that's what I'm using. So I need to count back for 6 single crochets here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's number 6 right here. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's number 6. Okay, so getting that back tight again. Okay, so we need to do a single crochet in this first stitch right here. So I'm going to go into there, that first stitch, and take my working tail here, my working yarn, and pull that through to make a single crochet. So that's one single crochet in that first stitch, but we need to increase and do a single crochet, 2 single crochets in each stitch. So we're going to do one more single crochet there. So that's 2. Go to the next one, and we're going to do 2 single crochets to increase. Okay, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're on the last one, so we take our stitch marker out and do 2 more single crochets. 11 and 12. But on 12, I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my white yarn, just lay it over my hook, and I'm going to finish off that single crochet with the white yarn. And then I'm going to place my stitch marker right there on that last stitch. Some people use a stitch marker on the first. I like to use mine on the last. You do whatever is good for you. Okay, so now we're ready to start the white around the eye. So what we're going to do is 1 single crochet in this first stitch right here. Uh-oh. Okay. 1 single crochet right here. Okay. In the next stitch, we're going to do an increase and put 2 single crochets. Okay, and then 1 single crochet in the next, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next, 2 single crochet increase in the next stitch. Okay, 1 single crochet in the next, increase in the next stitch. 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. Okay, 1 single crochet, and then that last stitch will be 2 single crochets. One, 2. Okay, and I'm going to place my stitch marker back on my last stitch, but if you want to do yours on the first, you go right ahead. Okay, so for this next row, I'm going to do a single crochet right here in this stitch, and a single crochet in the next stitch. In the next stitch, we will increase, so we put 2 single crochets. Okay, and then 1 single crochet in the next, 1 single crochet in the next, 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Alright, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then 2 single crochets in this one. I meant 1, 1, and 2. So we increase, then 1, 2, and then increase. Okay, 1, 1, increase. 1, 1. In that last stitch, we're going to increase. Alright, and then place the stitch marker All right. Now for this next row, we are going to single crochet all the way around. So just single crochet in every stitch all the way around. And actually we're going to do that for row 5 and row 6. So we're going to do it for this row and one more row, and then we will meet back up. Okay, so I am finishing up row 6. We did single crochet all the way around for rows 5 and 6. So this is row 6, my last stitch on there, and then I'm going to put my stitch marker back. Okay, so I'm going to pull the stitch out a little bit. At this point we're going to start decreasing, so we need to go ahead and cut these extra lines in here. So just cut those and pull them back. So now we should only have our white yarn. Okay, so I'm just going to pop my eye out a little bit, and so all this is going to be on the inside. So it's okay to just tie knots to secure these strings. I'm just going to tie a knot in them, and you can trim these if you want to, but there's really no need to, because this will be on the inside. It will not be seen. I usually tie like 2 knots in each one. And then I'm just going to tie this white strand to a blue strand. Sorry about that. Okay. You can trim them if you want to, but you don't have to. If they're too long and they're in your way while you're crocheting, you might want to trim them. Just going to kind of push mine down. Okay. So now we're ready for row 7, and this is where we start to decrease. All right, now we are going to do 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So that's 2 single crochets, and then we're going to decrease. Poke your hook through the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through. Now instead of yarning over anything, let's just poke our yarn through the next stitch, yarn it over and pull it through. So now we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. That's a decrease. So next we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And then the next 2 stitches we're going to crochet as 1. So this is called a decrease. Poke your hook through, pull your yarn through, poke your hook through the next one, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. That's a decrease. Okay? So 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. I guess that green eye came a little closer so he could see better. 1, 2, and then the last 2 stitches will be decreased together. Okay, and I'll put my stitch marker back in there. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and do one more round before I start stuffing it. Okay, so this round we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to decrease. 1 single crochet, and then we're going to decrease. 1 single crochet and decrease. 1 single crochet and decrease. One single, decrease. One single. Okay, and then we're going to decrease these last 2 stitches together. And replace my stitch marker. Okay, I did mention that you're going to need some polyfill. So I'm just taking some polyfill and I'm just going to stuff down in this eye. You do want your eye to kind of be firm. Okay, and we can add a little more stuffing in a moment. Okay, so now we need to decrease again, but we're not going to do any single crochets. We're just going to decrease all the way around. So take the first 2 stitches and decrease them together as one, down to 1 stitch, and then the next 2 stitches. So we're just going to decrease all the way around. Okay, so now we've decreased all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut my yarn. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail to close it up. So, and then I'm going to pull this all the way through. I'll pull that yarn all the way through. Okay, but I still need some stuffing in there. So I'm just going to continue to stuff it until it is very firm. Okay, so there is my eye. Now I'm going to take, I'm going to put a little more stuffing in there. I feel like it needs some right there. Okay, I'm going to take my tail here and thread it on my plastic needle. And I'm just going to loop through the stitches that are remaining all the way around. And if you skip one, it's okay, it's still going to work. Okay, so I've got to loop through, I think, almost all of them. I might have skipped one. So now I'm just going to pull that tight like a drawstring and close the back up. All right, and then I'm going to take my yarn, my needle, and just poke it through and come out right here on the back. And here I'm going to, before I pull this tight, I'm going to bring my needle back through the loop and just close it tight. Okay, now I'm just going to take my needle, poke it through, and come out somewhere on the side, and just pull my yarn all the way through and clip that yarn. So now if you want to put some red lines on your eyeball, I think that would be fun, especially if you're going to give these out for Halloween or something, to make them look more like an eyeball. I'm not sure if my red yarn is long enough, but it's what I had left over. So I've threaded my needle. I have my red yarn on here. I'm going to come up from the bottom, and I'm just going to come out right there. I'm going to pull my yarn almost all the way through. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail for tying it off. So I'm just going to come down and poke my needle through, but I'm going to think about where my yarn, where I want my needle to come out at. So I think I want to come up right there. So I'm just going to pull my yarn through. Now, when you're doing this, you don't have to do your yarn on every row, the same row. You can do it at different places. So here I'm going to come up a little bit, and I'm actually going to come down a row, down one row for this line, but I'm going to come down here, and that one I'm coming up a little bit into the blue. So you can do it any way you want to. There's not a right way or wrong way. You can see I'm just trying to make sure my little string here, my red string, was long enough to go around, because I didn't want to run out. I think mine's good. I don't feel like I need more. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my string right by my tail that I left hanging out. I'm bringing my needle through the stitch next to it and just pull all the way through. Okay, so I'm going to tie my reds together. I'm going to cut this one off because it's pretty long. And then I'm going to take both of these and thread through this needle right here. I'm putting this needle right into one of the holes that the red yarn comes out of. And I'm going to put my two strands of these tails right through my hook. I mean, not hook, my needle. Y'all know what I mean. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull that through and clip those little tails off, and then your red will just pop back in there. So there we go. We have an eyeball with some veins around the sides, and now these will be great to give out at Halloween. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you again very soon. Bye, friends.